Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody's weekend going? How's everybody's Sunday going? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe, share this channel out with everyone you know. If you're watching this on X, come over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button, join in on the conversation, and let's continue growing this channel. Make sure you're all hitting those heart emojis down there at the bottom. It does really help out with the live stream. I would greatly appreciate it. How's everybody doing today? The ALCS matchup is set. It's the Cleveland Guardians versus the New York Yankees. Game 1 being tomorrow. We still don't know who the pitcher is going to be. The Yankees are deciding between Carlos Rodon and Clark Schmidt. And looks like game 2, we know it's going to be Garrett Cole. Luis Hill is going to pitch at some point. We just don't know which game. But either way, Yankees are ready. We'll see what their roster is going to look like. We'll talk about the roster, get into some roster predictions, and then go from there and talk about the upcoming series against the Guardians, folks. How we feeling? Let's say what's up to the chat real quick. We got CT Cards in the building. What's up, CT? How's it going? John the Beagle Dad, what's up, man? Nosebleed section, what is going on? Dev Finch, what's up? Bronx Bombers, what is going on? And CT, thank you again for yesterday. I did receive the cards in the mail. Those are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for sending those. You're the man. Thank you so much. Sabine, what's going on? Sabine, how you doing? We got who else we got in the chat? We got Jared Williams in the chat. What is up? We got Mr. Barros in the chat. What's up, Mr. Barros? Always good to see you. What is going on? And who else? We got Robert. What up, Robert? How's it going? Brad, what's up, Brad? How's it going, man? Yo, Rodney, what's up, man? What's going on, Rodney? How we feeling? Good to see you, Rodney. Appreciate you. So, to answer this question, I believe he's doing well. I texted him. We texted each other a few days ago. So we did text each other a few days ago. I think he's doing all right. I'll check in with him a little bit later today. And I'm assuming John the Beagle Dad, I think you're doing fine as well with the hurricane. I mean, how are things going? Let me know in the chat. But Guardians Yankees ALCS series coming up. How are we feeling about the series, folks? How are we feeling about the series? Now, the Guardians are a good team, right? We can't take that away from them. Their lineup is pretty decent. Their pitching is not bad, particularly their bullpen. Their bullpen is pretty good. I think the Yankees do match up well with them, but they're a pesky team. They're a team that hits, especially their lineup. That lineup hits for contact, and the Yankees pitching needs to be ready, right? The Yankees starting pitching needs to be ready for the Guardians. The lineup, the offense, it is what it is, right? We know that the offense is good. They have good names, but the lineup needs to show up. We talk a lot about that situational hitting, and so the Yankees need to step it up with the situational hitting, right? That last game that they played against the Royals, the bats came through at the right time. All those games, with the exception of game 1, were low scoring games. Could we see more of the same in this series? I don't know. You might see a little bit more because the bats for the Guardians are they got guys that can hit in that lineup, right? You look at their roster, you look at their lineup. I mean, both of their catchers, Austin Hedges, Bo Naylor, those guys are pretty decent bats. David Fry's good, and Andres Jimenez, he's good. Josh Naylor can be a threat. Jose Ramirez, we already know. Brian Rocchio, these are some names. Stephen Kwan, of course, you can't forget about Stephen Kwan. Lane Thomas. These are some names to look out for. And obviously those are the biggest name I'm worried about is Jose Ramirez, but I'm worried about all those bats that the Yankees have to face. Uh, they're all those bats are a threat. And real quick, shout out to my friend Rodney for gifting a Strike Zone membership. Thank you so much, Rodney. It looks like Desiree is the recipient of the gift. So thank you so much, Rodney. You're the man. And speaking of Desiree, Rodney, I know you talked to Desiree. Is she okay? Is she okay? Is she doing all right in Florida? I know she's out there in Florida. Do you know if she's doing okay? Please let me know. But yeah, as far as the hitters go, I mean, those are some of the hitters that I just named. You got to watch out for those guys. Those guys can hit. The Yankees starting pitching, they need to be on their game. You look at their pitching. I mean, obviously they have Emmanuel Clase, excellent closer, can pitch his butt off. He's good, right? He's good. He's got an arm. Other pitchers, right? Gavin Williams, that's another name. Hunter Gaddis, that's another name. You got to look out for Matthew Boyd. That's also another name that you have to look out for. So their pitching, Guardians pitching is good. Guardians pitching is really good. You cannot take that away from them. The Guardians pitching are decent. Again, especially their bullpen. So it's going to be a war of the bullpens between the Guardians and the Yankees. And I know there are people who didn't exactly have a lot of trust in the Yankees bullpen. I personally was not one of them. You guys and gals have heard me say that a bunch of times, that I believe that this bullpen is going to be trustworthy in the postseason, and they have proven that. All right. And in the division series against the Royals, they didn't allow an earned run in 15.2 innings. And that's the third most in the postseason. Number one was the 1991 Twins with 18.1 innings in the ALCS, and then the 2017 Dodgers in the NLCS, and that was 17 innings without allowing an earned run. This bullpen from the Yankees is phenomenal. I've said it many times. Ever since they took Clay Holmes out of that closer role, he's looked fantastic. And in this postseason, Clay Holmes he's looked good. He's looked good. So, what more can you say about Clay Holmes? Luke Weaver, who's just been an absolute beast as a closer. He looks like this innocent. He's got this like innocent, this innocent looking guy, but as soon as he strikes batters out, gets the out, or the team wins, this guy's just yelling, and he just looks so angry, like he just want to fight. I'm just like, whoa, this guy's a little scary. But Luke Weaver's been impressive. Ian Hamilton's looked good. There's been quite a few names that have stepped up in the bullpen and have looked excellent. And Desiree, hello to you. What is up, Desiree? I was just talking about you. You got gifted a membership by Rodney, by the way. And man, there's no eggs, huh? Are you okay out there, Desiree? Is any damages? What's going on? Let me know how you're doing there, Desiree. Good morning to you. Right. So, this is, again, it's gonna be a really good series. I do think that I think the Yankees could pull it off. Am I a little bit nervous? Absolutely, I am. The Guardians have something. They are desperate for a World Series. They're desperate for a championship, right? So they're going to come out. They're going to play hard. They haven't won a World Series since 1948. So we're coming up on 76 years. I mean, granted, it's not 1918. It's not as long of a drought as like the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago Cubs, but 76 years, that's still a long time. That's still a long time to not win a championship. So, they're gonna play the Yankees hard. They're gonna be that pesky team. But I do think the Yankees will take it. I believe that they will. Am I a little nervous? Yes, I am. I'm definitely a little nervous. I was nervous when the Yankees played against the Royals, you know, but I'm definitely nervous against the Guardians. The Guardians are no joke, right? The Guardians are no joke. If I was to predict, I'd say the Yankees take it in 6. That's what I think. I think the Yankees take it in 6 games. It's going to be again. It's going to be a tough series, but I think the Yankees take it in 6. Desiree, just some trees messed up, property's a mess, but we lucked out again with this storm. All right, Desiree, glad to hear. As long as you're safe, that's the most important thing. I mean, trees get messed up, oh well, but as long as you're safe, that's the most important. Holmes looks good because he's now in the spot of the rotation. He should have been from day one. Well, he got another chance to be a closer. It didn't work out. I'll say this over and over again. He didn't. I didn't blame all those blown saves all on him. Some of that was poor defense from the infield. So and also you had a one outfield misplay too. But all those other blown saves, it shouldn't happen, right? But Clay Holmes, he's fine. He's pitched extremely well in the division series. Let's see how he does in the championship series. What's up, Theo? Good morning. He says, as someone who's also a New York Rangers fan, I hope the Yankees don't break my heart like when I thought the Rangers would win the Stanley Cup. Yeah, well, what are you going to do, man? It's postseason. Anything is possible. Anything can happen. So, I think the Yankees, honestly, going into 2024 postseason, I think the Yankees have a better chance of winning a World Series compared to 2022. What's up, Real Bill? That's right. It's championship time. Let's go. Yeah, exactly. It's time to move on. It's done. It's over. It's done. It's over. So, but in this series, right, just like the Kansas City series, they cannot afford to make mistakes. Every play is going to count. Every big play, every small play, it's going to count, right? We saw a couple of misplays, particularly with Anthony Volpe. And no, this is not me bashing him, but there was a couple of balls that he threw that was way off. And I don't think you cannot do this with a Cleveland Guardians team, because they could hit, they can run, right? And one small mistake, and we've seen it happen many, many times. One small mistake, and the opposing team, they'll make you pay for it. They'll make you pay for it. So they got to make sure the defensive woes, like, those are cleaned up. So they gotta clean up that defense. Hopefully, the defense shows up. Surprisingly, guys like Oswaldo Cabrera and John Birdie have played well at first base. So even if the Yankees wanted to bring Rizzo back, it sounds like Rizzo is all right, but I heard that he's feeling good, but I don't know if he's 100% to come back to play. But that's all right. You got Birdie and Oswaldo that they can fulfill the first base role. Oh, what's up, Shua? You're good, man. Do what you got to do, but I appreciate you tuning in. Ken, no problem. You do what you got to do. Okay, Kirshner just posted Carlos Rodon game 1. All right, Brad. I kind of had a feeling. So we know. So now we know. So Chris Kirshner, right? He said he He said he's pitching, or Rodon is pitching game 1. Okay. I want to also see for myself, just because I believe you, Brad. But I like to see these things myself. Okay, so Carlos Rodon is starting game 1 for the New York Yankees. Okay, so it's official. So you fight like they're gorilla trying to get at the That's funny. That's hilarious. So how do we feel about Carlos Rodon starting game 1, folks? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that that call, or would you have started Clark Schmidt? Meredith Morakovitz. Okay, she confirmed it. Copy. But let me know in the chat though. How do you all feel about Morakovitz, or excuse me, about Carlos Rodon starting? Do you all agree with that decision? No, I don't trust you. My biggest hater. So you would have rather had Schmidt? CT card just saying Clark. Egyptian likes the idea. You feel all right with it there, Jared? Okay. Yeah, I trust no one. Mr. Barros. Oh, you like Schmidt. Okay. Yeah, Rodon's getting the start. You would rather have Schmidt. Understood. Okay. It's interesting that you all are saying that, because just to look at my YouTube community page here, because there was a lot of I put out a poll last night just asking people to vote, and I got 44 votes. And I was asking, who do you want pitching game 1 in the ALDS I put ALDS. I meant to say ALCS, so that was my bad. I put Carlos Rodon, Clark Schmidt. 66% of the people said Carlos Rodon. 34 said Clark Schmidt out of 44 votes. So, but I got most of you so far that are saying that you'd rather have Clark Schmidt pitch. I think it's fine. Boone has been good at pulling. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's not taking any chances or any risks. If there's if there's like a collapse with a pitcher, he goes in and does what he needs to do. That's right. Nobody touches my golden couch. Haha, only me. Rodon has better numbers at home. Schmidt has better numbers on the road. This is also true there, Brad. Although, Rodon's last outing wasn't great. He started out great against the Guardians. He looked great against the Guardians when he first came out firing. The guy had a fire under him. He was on fire those first few innings, and then he just collapsed, unfortunately. Hopefully we don't see that in game 1 tomorrow. This is the Cleveland Guardians, and the lineup will make you pay. So as long as his fastball's on track, and as long as he can trust his changeup, that's the big thing. Because he's got a good changeup, and as long as he can trust his changeup, he's going to be good. He's going to be good. I hope in this Guardians game, in game 1 tomorrow, I hope he does bounce back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looked great to start the game, and then, the thing with Rodon, unfortunately, when he gives up a run, whether that's on a hit, right, or a home run, he loses a little bit of confidence. So, you can't have, Rodon. I understand. I get it. He's an emotional guy, but you can't have that though. Especially in the postseason. I'm not saying you're not going to give up runs, because you're going to give up runs. Of course you are. But, it just seems like anytime he does, he kind of loses confidence in himself. It's kind of like Clay Holmes. I hate to say that, but it's kind of like Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes has a couple, he throws like a few bad pitches. He walks a couple of batters, and then he gets flustered. It does, and this happens with Rodon as well. More worried about, yeah, exactly. I mean, the offense real build, that was my concern going into the postseason. was the offense, the bats. We talk about it all the time. The situational hitting runners and scoring runs with runners in scoring position, not just only on the long ball, right? Which this team is very dependent on the long ball. I mean, I get it. They got guys that can hit balls out of the park, but you got to be able to get those hits too, and score runners that way as well. This way, until you're not home, NFE, the couch is anyone's. Although your constant lounge time will. Yeah, that's why I lounge all the time. So, the couch does become uncomfortable after a while. Maybe, I don't know. So, as even if I, Rodney, I will treat you somewhere. We'll go out somewhere, and I will treat you, my friend, or I'll treat you when we go to the game. I'll get us some food or something. Definitely. Oh, shut up with the little people thing, will you? God, you people are terrible. Little people, get out of here. I'm not backtracking, dude. I'm a giving person. I just don't let anybody use my couch. That's all. Oh man. You guys and gals are awesome. Y'all are hilarious. But yeah, honestly, I thought personally I would have started Clark Schmidt, but that's just me. I would have started Schmidt, but I get it. I'm not upset about Rodon starting as long as he can pitch a good game, as long as he doesn't lose confidence in himself. I think he's going to be fine. All right. I think he's going to be fine. Just let's just hope that he doesn't lose himself. And yeah, I mean that's all I'm going to say about Rodon. He just needs to have that confidence in himself, and if he gives up a run, not to get flustered, because that's where he loses the game. He loses the flow of the game, and we can't have that. All right, but let's see what happens. The cater of lobster, filet mignon, and a baked potato. Yeah, yeah. I'll get on that there, buddy. But so let's talk about the roster now. So we don't know what the Yankees roster is going to be. So now the Yankees are talking about having 12 or 13 pitchers on the roster. Now, I don't know about you all. This is the ALCS. It's going to be 7 games. Should the Yankees be a little bit heavier on the bullpen or on the pitching? Would you be a little bit heavier on the pitching, or would you rather have an extra bat? Now, I was talking with Jason from 161 River Ave, which shout out to Jason. We were talking, and I was thinking, for one of my predictions, right, for the roster, I think Ben Rice is probably not going to be on the ALCS roster, and they're probably going to add Nestor Cortez if he's feeling healthy enough. Of course, I don't know. I know Nestor's been throwing, but I'm thinking, Nestor Cortez could be that guy that they add to the roster. You have Marcus Stroman, you have Mark Leiter Jr. I was also thinking Cody Poteet. They could also add him back to the roster. But I could, if Nestor is feeling healthy enough, I could see them adding Nestor Cortez and then leaving Ben Rice out of the roster. Let me know what you all think. Drop your predictions. What are you all thinking? But I got what up, Raziel? How's it going? Yeah, abuse that like button, like he says. Abuse that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. But I do think Ben Rice is going to get cut. And if Nestor's feeling healthy enough, I could see Nestor Cortez being added to the roster. Of course, if not Nestor Cortez, I do see Leiter Jr. being added to the roster. Yeah, Rice and Ellisoff and Nestor and Poteet. That's kind of what I would want as well. Not kind of, but that's what I would want there, Brad. That's kind of what I want. So Rice and Ellis off the roster, and you add Nestor and Poteet. That I could see. I mean, that's what I would want. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Nestor and Poteet, but I those are the two names that I would want. Absolutely. So Nestor Desiree, he hurt his elbow. He couldn't recover from his last start, which was like about 2-3 weeks ago. He was having issues with his elbow, so they put him on the IL. They gave him a PRP injection, and then he was starting to throw off the mound. He says he was feeling good. I mean, he didn't make the division series roster, but he was throwing the ball. He was feeling good, but we'll see if he makes it back for the ALCS roster. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. So, at this point, if he's probably, I don't know if he's still rehabbing, if he's still healing up, if he's ready to make a comeback. I'm not sure, but that's the story with Nestor right now. Yeah, he was dealing after that bullpen, or after when he was put in the bullpen, and he'd be a valuable bullpen piece. For sure. He'd be a great lefty to have in the bullpen. If Nestor's fit, flick Meza, and you can add Beater or Stroh. Yeah, Beater was another name, right, that I thought about. I just don't know. I don't know that they're going to add Beater, honestly. I see them personally, Brad. I could see them adding Marcus Stroman before Beater. That's me, though. Well, Leiter Jr., I understand he had some bad outings, but towards the end of the season there, he was starting to look good. He was striking guys out. He got Leiter, the problem with Mark Leiter Jr. prior to getting traded to the Yankees, the guy had a lot of issues. He was used a lot. He got used a lot by the Cubs. Then also, his wife having their baby, wife being pregnant, so that probably added some extra stress for him. Rice and Dominguez off, add Nestor Stroman and Nestor or Stroman and Poteet. I mean, that's a possible scenario too, but I not that it matters what the fans think, right? But I could see, if Dominguez is taken off the roster, oh my God, there's gonna be a lot of fans losing their freaking minds. But that could be a scenario. They might keep Duke Ellis because of his speed. They could use him as a pinch runner. So, that's always a possibility. So, because he's got the speed. He does have great speed and is a threat on the base pads. But personally, I definitely see Rice being taken out of the roster, and I could see them adding Nestor if he's healthy to go, if he's 100%. And then if they take out Duke Ellis, then add Poteet. Nestor, Poteet are my guys if they're going to go with the extra pitching. But if they're going to go 12 guys, 12 pitchers, should I say? I see them going Nestor. I see them, taking out Ben Rice and adding Nestor. If Nestor's healthy enough. Yeah, no, I get that he used Dominguez in 4 games there, nosebleed. I mean, yeah, committed to Verdugo, that's not a surprise. I mean, Verdugo actually had a pretty good division series. I have no complaints about Verdugo, But they also didn't use Grisham either. They also didn't use Duke Ellis. They did use Duke Ellis in a pinch running situation. But they might use Dominguez, assuming he's on the roster. We still don't know. I mean, we don't even know if it's going to even come out today. It might come out tomorrow. So, we're just obviously still waiting. Yeah, I would go extra on the pitching too there, Rodney. I agree. I would go extra on the pitching. I think that needs to happen, especially in a division series or championship series, being 7 games, and pitching which wins matches. Pitching wins. Pitching dominates. You need good pitching, and against a team like the Cleveland Guardians, you bet you got to load up on that pitching. You got to make sure that that bullpen is loaded. So, and again, to the bullpen's credit, they did phenomenal in the ALDS. Let's see what they could do in the ALCS. So, but folks, real quick, just a quick pause. I do appreciate every single one of you tuning in to the live stream. We are just a little over 30 minutes into the live stream. I appreciate you all rocking out with me as you always do. Please smack that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this channel out with everyone you know. Hit those heart emojis down there at the bottom. And if you are watching this stream for the first time, make sure you all hit that subscribe button and join in on the conversation. I always love having all of you on. I do greatly appreciate it. So, and continue hitting those heart emojis down there at the bottom. It does help the live stream, and hit those likes. It does help the channel get out to more people. So thank you all so much. But yeah, any other suggestions that you think with the roster? What are we thinking with the roster? Hey folks, I have to go and eat. My blood sugar's a little low. Well, take care of that blood sugar there, buddy. Can anyone say fried chicken, mashed potatoes, slaw, and chocolate cake? Be safe and take care. Yeah, sounds like we need to join you then there, Bill. That's funny. Enjoy your meal, man. Enjoy your day. That's actually sounds really tasty. Yeah, Sean, we were talking about it. Carlos Rodon for Game 1. How do you feel about that, Sean? We were talking about Rodon for Game 1, and we were also talking about the ALCS roster with the Yankees potentially either having 12 or 13 pitchers going into the ALCS. Yeah, Boone's done a good job. He's done a good job putting out the ALDS roster. I trust that he will do a good job putting out the ALCS roster. So I think he's going to be fine. He also managed the games in the ALCS quite well too. So he didn't waste any time. If there was a pitcher that was in trouble, he didn't waste any time. He didn't leave him out there. He pulls him out of the game when he needs to, and he doesn't. He's been making better decisions as far as that goes. But Theo, they haven't said if Cortez is coming back. They haven't said anything. They haven't said Cortez is coming back, but I know he's been throwing, and it sounded like he was making some progress. I just don't know if that, if he's 100% now. I would love for him to come back because he would be a valuable piece to have on this championship series roster, I think. But it still remains to be seen. We don't know. I wish they would come out with the roster today, but I'm thinking we might see the roster tomorrow. And I'm like waiting for Yankees Twitter to put something out. So Yeah, just seeing if anything is out there. It doesn't look like anything is. We got the Brooklyn Dictator in the building. What up? Yankees are fighting to face the Mets in the World Series. They'll probably throw the series against the Int. No, I tend to. I'm gonna disagree with that one, man. I don't know. I'm not sure why you think the Yankees are frightened to face the Mets in the World Series. Not sure why they would throw the series against the Guardians. Don't. I'm not going to agree. I wholeheartedly disagree with that statement, big time. But if you feel that way, fine. But I don't. I definitely don't agree with that statement whatsoever. But whatever you say, man. Whatever you say. If you feel that way, you feel that way. But let's talk about names that have to step up. Who are for you folks, who are some names that need to step up in this series? Let's talk about some names that need to step up. Now, as far as the bats go, guys like Austin Wells needs to step up. Jazz Chisholm Jr. definitely needs to step up. Those are the two big names for me that need to step up and show up because their bats have not been great. Even though, yes, I know Jazz Chisholm hit a home run in Game 2, but it was a late home run. But still, these guys need to step up at the plate. Who are some names for all of you that need to step up? Obviously, we can't forget Judge. Although Judge was his bat was slowly starting to come around, and Game 4 against the Royals, I mean, he looked good. What's up, D's channel? How's it going? Your opinion is that Boone, knowing his job is hanging by a thread, has finally figured out the correct way to manage a team. Yeah, but we also have to remember there, Mr. Barros, this is the best team that he has managed thus far. I mean, it's not. It's. I mean, you could call it an opinion, but I think this is the best team he's had so far. Teams that he had in the previous years, I don't think are as good as this team. He did and in the previous years, he did what he was dealt with. I say he still did fine. Yeah, his playoff resume, not exactly the greatest. Some of his decision making, yes, it wasn't exactly the greatest, but somehow, some way, he still found ways to get the team into the postseason, with the exception of last season. And last season was a freaking disaster. What up, Demon D? What's going on? Jazz, Volpe, Judge, Wells. Yeah, Volpe's another guy. Wells, Jazz, Volpe, and Judge for sure. Wells for sure. Jazz big time. Yep. Volpe, Judge, Soto, Stanton, Volpe, Torres will go off. Boy, yeah. Well, Torres, you know what? Torres, he's. I feel like he's going to show up against the Guardians. He had an all right division series, ALDS against the Royals. Stanton showed up. Stanton showed up, man. He showed up big time in those clutch situations. Giancarlo Stanton showed up. I mean, I have no doubt that he's going to be a factor in this ALCS. I mean, he hit 375 in the division series against the Royals, and though that is a scary batting average. So we know he's going to show up. So what up, D Train? How's it going? I think Judge's bat is going to show up. Judge's bat was looking, it was starting to come around. It was starting to come around, and he got a couple in. He was starting to get a couple of hits. He's coming around, right? Judge is coming around. Hopefully, he does show up. His bat does show up for the championship series against the Guardians, because that's going to be crucial. Once he starts hitting, once he starts looking like the Aaron Judge that we all know, forget it. This team's going to be, the Yankees are going to be unstoppable, and to me, they already are. I agree. Stanton and Torres, yeah, they're going to continue staying hot. Giancarlo Stanton, again, he's a postseason guy. He is. He is. I mean, regular season, yeah, he does well in the regular season. Okay, I mean, he still plays a role on the team. Yes, he does get hurt, but we're all used to that by now. I mean, we know he gets hurt, he gets injured. We know he's not the fastest runner. He's not a good base runner. He runs slow, but we're all used to that by now when it comes to Giancarlo Stanton. But there is no doubt that him in the lineup, and every time he goes up to the plate, there is no doubt that he does present a threat on the plate. I think we can all agree on that. I mean, opposing pitchers are still afraid to face him. So there's no denying that whatsoever. All right. But, we know Stanton's going to be good, right? Torres is going to be fine, but Judge's bat needs to be better. It started to slowly heat up there in the division series, but it needs to be better. Volpe needs to hit better. Jazz Chisholm, it's like, hey man, like get off the social media, stop making comments on social media, just do your talking on the field during the game. Go up to the plate and make something happen. Austin Wells, make something happen. Austin Wells makes something happen. You need to step up. You need to step up. Yeah, when Giancarlo stole a base, like who would have thought? But it caught the Royals off guard, didn't it? I mean, they don't pay. They're not going to pay attention to a guy like Stanton who doesn't really steal bases and he's not a fast runner, but it caught him off guard. So well played there, Yankees. Very well played. Now, next thing I want to cover, and I want to ask again, I'm going to ask you all this. As far as the lineup goes, now we know Torres is going to lead off. We know Soto's going to be second. We know the captain, Aaron Judge, is going to be third. The number 4 spot, the cleanup spot. Do you move Austin Wells out of the number 4 spot? Let me know in the chat. There's been some conversation about potentially moving Austin Wells out of the number 4 spot and maybe moving him down in the lineup, perhaps in the number 6 spot for Jazz and put Jazz in the number 4 spot. Is that, or you could put Giancarlo there. Although my personal opinion, I do like Giancarlo in the number 5 spot, in the number 5 spot, but that's just me. Let me know in the chat what you all are thinking. Yeah, exactly, Desiree. Wells maybe moved in your honest opinion, for sure. Yeah. I think it might be good for him. Yes, for Stanton. Okay. Yeah, and we'll get into that here momentarily there, Nosebleed. Yeah, Jazz's bat is just as bad as Wells. I agree with that. But do you swap those two guys in the lineup? Jazz and Wells swap places. So you agreed there, Sean? I don't care who we play, 2024 World Series champs. I love the confidence, man. He's not, but I'm just saying, it's an idea. It's just an idea. Because really, if it's not Jazz, then if it's not Jazz at the number 4 spot, I mean, the only other play that makes sense is Giancarlo. But I do like Giancarlo at the number 5 spot. I don't think the team has anyone from the left side that is hitting. No, I mean, Soto's hitting. Juan Soto's hitting as far as lefty bats go. Jazz not so much. I know, Austin Wells not so much. Verdugo has been fine, actually. CT Cards, I will put you in timeout with that JD Davis. Stop it. Oh, that could hit cleanup. Okay. I wasn't sure what you meant. Yeah, that could hit cleanup. Yeah, I mean, when you think about the lefty bats that we have, yeah, none of them could really hit. Who do you put in that cleanup spot as far as the lefty bats go? That's a good question. But maybe you need to put Giancarlo Stanton up there, right behind Judge, and move Austin Wells down to the number 5 spot. Again, I'm just putting out suggestions. I'm not saying that this needs to happen, but just Wells at the 4 spot hasn't been great for over a month, and he needs to start. He needs to start hitting. He needs to start hitting. So, you're hoping to see something with the bats. You know, yeah, big G behind Judge. So you're kind of on the Stanton number 4 spot. Yeah. Yeah, Waldo's a switch hitter. Yeah, he is a switch hitter. I don't know if I would put him at the number 4 though. Wells in theory is perfect, but he needs to get hot again. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, Giancarlo is the only other name that makes sense. Stand in the number 4 spot. Got it. He does, but I like honestly, I like Waldo at the bottom of the order. Because if you put him in that number 8, number 9 spot, he could get on base. He could also steal. He could get on, he could run. If you put him in that number 9 spot, then, you have Gleyber Torres come up to the plate and make something happen. And Gleyber could make something happen because Gleyber could put the ball into play. Gleyber's been on fire. Start creating a little bit of havoc on the at the plate. Let's see. You're going Torres, Soto, Judge, Stanton, Wells, Verdugo, Cabrera, Jazz, Volpe. So you got Stanton at the number 4, Wells at the 5, Verdugo at 6, Cabrera at 7. Okay. It's not a bad lineup. It's not a bad lineup. A hot Stanton at 5 would give the cleanup guy see better pitches. Well, right, and that's why I like Stanton at 5. I do. I do like him at the number 5 spot. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the Yankee. I mean, I don't know if the Yankees are going to change anything about the lineup. The only thing we do know is that you're as far as first base goes, you're either going to see Oswaldo Cabrera or John Birdie. So that's what we all know. But as far as how the rest of the lineup is constructed, we're going to wait and see. But I think they might keep it. They might keep it the same. They might keep it the same. That's what I think. I think they're going to keep the lineup consistent, like the way it's been. So they'll probably continue having Austin Wells hit at the number 4 spot, and then have Giancarlo in the number 5 spot. So, but yeah, let's see what they do with the lineup. Now, as far as speaking of, and we'll continue talking about the lineup, but the lineup, look, they got guys on this team that can hit. Let me just close the shade over here because it's a little. That sun's kind of hitting, but the lineup, lineup did their job, right? They did what they were supposed to do. There needs to be better improvement. Okay. In the division series, they left a lot of runners on base. They were terrible with runners in scoring position. But on a positive note, they did draw a lot of walks. They were patient at the plate. So that was something that was an issue with the Yankees lineup, was just patience at the plate. And they had a lot of patience at the plate. They were able to draw a lot of walks. They're able to get guys on base. It's just when the runners are on base, they don't execute. Especially, they're given, a lot of golden opportunities and they do not come through, right? Again, in this championship series against the Guardians, they really have to attack early and work the pitch count, work the opposing pitcher, stop swinging at the first pitch. Although it's not the Yankees that are only doing that. I watched some of the other championship series games or division series games, and there were players in the lineup on other teams. They were swinging at the first pitch. Now I'm not saying the Yankees need to be doing that. Of course, I'd rather them take the first pitch and work the count against opposing pitchers. But yeah, stop swinging at the first pitch. Stop swinging at the first pitch. Take the first pitch, work the count. Although against the Royals, they did manage to get their pitch count high with the starters, and they had to they kept resorting to their bullpen, and so did the Yankees, right? But the Yankees did a good job with their bullpen management, and the Yankees did take advantage. So you got to give, there is some credit to give to the lineup, even with some of the question marks surrounding the lineup with runners in scoring position and how many guys they left on base. Torres, so batting Jazz second, is that what you're saying? Soto at cleanup? That's different. Torres, Waldo. Nah, okay. I mean, again, I like Waldo. I like Waldo in the bottom of the lineup. What's up, Ray? How's it going, man? How are you doing today, Ray? What is going on? How are you feeling about the Guardians Yankees series? What are your thoughts, man? Talk to me. Talk to me. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? And real quick, let me get some. I want to get your opinions on the Mets Dodgers series. How do you all think that series is going to end up? Do you think we'll see a Subway Series World Series? Yanks in 6. That's what I was thinking. That's what a lot of Yankees fans are thinking. Yankees in 6 games. That's what I'm thinking too. Mets in 5, Dodgers in 6 or 7. Okay. Yeah, I mean, whichever team goes to the World Series on the National League side, I think it's gonna be 6 or 7 games. I'm right there with you there, Nosebleed. Lewis saying Dodgers in 6. Okay. Dodgers. Okay. Of course, that's what Major League Baseball would want is Yankees Dodgers. That Major League Baseball would definitely love that. So they're hoping that happens. Yanks in 4. Whew. So you're expecting a sweep, man. I as awesome as that would be, I don't know if a sweep is going to happen. But I see the Yankees winning in 6 there, Demon D. But I love it. Yeah, I mean, the Shohei Ohtani show. That's what they want, right? We got some big names though, man. I mean, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, right? Teoscar Hernandez, right, for the Dodgers. You got Yamamoto. And then, on the Yankee side, you have obviously Aaron Judge, Juan Soto. You got Garrett Cole, right? You got some big names on both of the teams. You thinking Subway? Okay. If the Mets win, AL will have a home field in World Series. Well, they're discriminatory in their reporting against. Well, Aaron Judge doesn't get the love he deserves. Mets in 6, Yankees in 4. All right. I don't think so. Why would they move to New Jersey? You're more confident that the Dodgers beating the Mets than us beating Cleveland. If you feel that way. If you feel that way. Okay, so CT Cards feels Dodgers winning in 5 or 6. Okay, I know your dad is a big Dodgers fan, so I'm sure. How's your dad feeling about it? True. No, honestly, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you're being serious with this question, but yeah, if the Yankees lost in the World Series twice over the last 20, a little over 20 years. I mean, they lost against the Diamondbacks. They could have renamed their team and moved to Jersey. Same thing in 2003 when they lost to the Marlins. So I don't know where you're getting that from. That's fine. He can, if he feels that way, he feels that way. Well, and CT, that is my concern for the Dodgers is their starting pitching. There's still some question marks with the starting pitching. So I don't know what they do. I don't know what happens with that starting pitching. That's the only thing that worries me with the Dodgers. The Mets lineup can take advantage of that. And Mets have good pitching. So yeah, they got Flaherty tonight. Yeah, Flaherty's pitching tonight. As far as just want to see something here. They got Kodai Senga for the Mets. So Senga versus Flaherty. That's the pitching matchup. And Flaherty's a good pitcher. There's no doubt. He's done well so far for the Dodgers. So, the Mets lineup they're gonna have their hands full for sure with Flaherty. It's all right. Mets fans are welcome. All teams fans of any team are welcome here. So, I know we talk a lot of Yankees, but I'll talk other teams too. I don't care. Fans want to join, they can join. I'm all right with it. Okay, Mets fans, Red Sox, Astros, whatever, Dodgers, whatever. Yeah, I mean, Yankees were in on Flaherty, but I guess due to the medical reports that they saw, they didn't go after him. Maybe they sign him in the offseason. Maybe the Yankees, besides Juan Soto, they could look into adding another pitcher. Yeah, and the Dodgers bullpen, right? Again, their pitching their pitching is a little bit of a question mark. Pitching is a little bit of a question mark, but it's going to be a good series. With the Yankees or not the Yankees, the Dodgers and the Mets. So, it's going to be a fun series. I'm looking forward to that series. And yeah, the Mets, they do come alive in the late innings. I mean, we saw that in the wild card series against the Brewers. We saw that we saw that against the Phillies in the division series. So, Mets got they have a lot of fight in them. They have a lot of fight in them. So, yeah, it's this Dodger series. It's going to be a good one. Definitely not going to be. I don't think it'll be easy for either team, but it's going to be a good series. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying, D Train. I mean, no doubt that their lineup is stacked. You know, Otani, you got Mookie Betts, you got Freddie Freeman, you got Teoscar Hernandez. You know, Kike Hernandez is good as well. Will Smith. So they got a stacked team. People keep saying I'm not a Yankees fan because I watch the games. I'm like, what the hell? I love baseball. I watch. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I like when it comes to combat sports, I have my favorite fighters, but it doesn't mean that I'm only going to watch them fight. I'm going to watch all the other fighters too because I'm a combat sports fan. It's the same thing with baseball. Like I'm going to, I may not watch every single baseball game there is, but I'm going to tune into some of the games, no doubt. So, when Otani pitches again, yeah, but you know what? This is his second Tommy John surgery. How much? I mean, how much time does he have left pitching? I don't know. I think he might have like another, maybe 3 to 4 years of pitching left in him. Two Tommy John surgeries. That's a little scary for me. That the Mets beat up. Yeah, no, I know Demon D. I know. I know. There's a lot of folks out there that are doubting the Yankees, but this Yankees team, like you said, back in June, back in July, like through June through August, this was not the same team, especially in the months of June and July. They still had players that were hurt. They weren't 100% healthy. They didn't have like the best of players. They were signing guys like just to fill in temporarily till some of their other players came back healthy. So no, this is a much different Yankees team. And honestly, like I'm definitely not counting out the Guardians, but I trust the 2024 Yankees more than I do the 2022 Yankees when it comes to this postseason. Maybe you all might agree with me, maybe you won't. I don't know, but that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. But I do think the Yankees will take it. Right? I think they'll take it in 6 games. It's not going to be an easy series by no means. Again, the Guardians have a good lineup. They got guys that can hit, and they're going to be pesky. And their bullpen, their pitching, no doubt, their bullpen is nothing to mess with either. So Yankees bullpen, Guardians bullpen, both great bullpens, both great bullpens. So I feel like they're an evenly matched team. My biggest worry going into this series is going to be the Yankees lineup. Plain and simple. These guys need to start hitting. Right? They get hits. I keep saying they need to start hitting. They do get the hits. They do get the walks. They get guys on base. It's just a matter of getting hits with runners in scoring position and not depending on the long ball. So, I mean, at least those are my thoughts, you know. But this Yankees team, they got a good lineup. They have a good bench. So let's see what happens. Right, let's see what happens against this Guardians team. Game 1 is going to take place tomorrow at 7:38. So hopefully you all get to watch the game, and let's see what happens in Game 1. It's going to be Carlos Rodon for the New York Yankees. For the Cleveland Guardians, it doesn't look like they made an announcement yet. I'm just looking at MLB.com. It doesn't look like there's a name there yet, but I'm gonna check their Twitter account and see if they put a name out there. Doesn't look. I'm seeing on their Twitter, but it doesn't look like that they have. But either way, I think this Yankees team will be ready. So let's see what they do. Let's see what happens in Game 1. So just so you all know, I was planning on doing a pregame tomorrow, but I still want to do one. I had Ace hit me up from the Ace Avenue, and he wanted to get me and Erica on his channel to talk about the upcoming series against the Guardians. So he hasn't hit me back up yet. He called me on Friday to see if I wanted to join him, and I told him I would. But wasn't really sure on the time, as far as what time he wanted to have me and Eric on his show, on his channel. But I still want to do a pregame tomorrow, because you all know how much I love the pregames, and I know you all enjoy it too, hopefully. So hopefully, I can still I still want to do a pregame. Even if it's for like 30 minutes or something. I still want to do a pregame. All right. And yeah, let's see. Like I said, we'll see what happens in the series. It's going to be a tough series against the Guardians. It's definitely not going to be a cakewalk. And, I don't know about you guys and gals, but I got so annoyed when a lot of fans were saying that that this is going to be the easiest path for the Yankees to make it to the World Series, because you had teams like the Astros and the Orioles being eliminated. But when it comes to the postseason, there is no easy path. There's no cakewalk. You got to be careful with stuff like that, because that could come back and bite you. That's that to me, that I mean, no disrespect, but that's a pretty cocky statement to make. When it comes to the postseason, anything and everything is possible. Upsets happen all the time. You better choose your words wisely. And that's my take on it, though, folks. That's my take on it. So I'm going to end the show here, though, folks. So I do appreciate you all jumping on. I know y'all got other things to do. I know I got to kind of pick some things up around the house here. I know, football Sunday, right? Football's back on right now. So, hopefully you all have a good Sunday. Hopefully you're all doing something fun on your Sunday. Let's see what happens. John, I only do the food segment on the pregame, dude. It's not a pregame. It's just a show. Don't worry. We'll do the food segment. Don't worry about it, man. There'll be plenty more food segments. We'll get there. What are you saying here? Guardians have a good squad. Don't sleep on them. Yankees got to cut. Yeah, they have a good squad. They do. They have a good squad. There's no doubt about it. And Yankees got to be ready. And with this team, I feel confident. But the Guardians are going to play them tough. The Guardians, they haven't won a World Series since 1948. They want a championship. That city wants a championship. The fans want a championship. All right. But let's see what happens. Game 1, though, folks. Game 1 is tomorrow. Okay. Again, I do want to do a pregame. I don't know if Ace hasn't gotten back to me about the show for tomorrow that he was planning on doing with myself, him, and Erica. But keep on the lookout for that. Keep on the lookout for the pregame. But that's all I got for now. All right. If any other news comes out, if for some reason the Yankees roster comes out today, I'll go live. All right. If not, hopefully I see you all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your football. Enjoy your food. Enjoy what's left of this weekend. And I will see you all soon. let's go Yankees. Let's get this championship series. Let's get game one. Let's get that out of the way first. And I will see you all next time. Let's go Yankees.